we're going to have to stop, folks. I'm really hoping these people can stay around for a little bit, respond to your specific questions. I want to remind you of who these people are. This foursome right here, two of them are going to have 3-year terms in January. This threesome over here, one of them is going to have 1 year to complete a term. So I want to make sure as you listen to their final statements that you do make the distinction. You're going to try to figure out which two of these folks, you're going to vote from them separately, and you're going to vote for one of these people here. And since we started over here, Peter, to start with, why don't we go again and start the concluding statements.
Thank you. The main reason I got involved in running this race for county government to become freeholder is the $930 million that the county faces in debt. You match that with the population, that's almost $1,000 for every man, woman, and child. What I would like to do is impose a Revenue Responsibility Act, which would cap the budget increases to 1%, cap spending at 98%, use that delta to accelerate debt payment. Debt is what is driving folks out of this county. Debt is what's driving businesses out of this county. If we can accelerate these debt payments, we can bring the debt service level down from 15% of that budget, lower than that, and to attract new businesses into the county. That's what I'm about. Thank you.
That's Republican challenger Kenneth Tabersi, Republican challenger and former freeholder John Mitchell.
Thank you, Chuck. I'm going to echo a little bit what Ken said. I travel around here in Bergen County a lot. Particularly, I speak to a lot of seniors. And our seniors are frightened. They're frightened because they think that they cannot afford their property taxes. You know, it's a shame that we would put people that are on fixed income into this situation. It has to be our #1 priority, and it's certainly going to be mine and my running mates once elected. We need to get the property taxes under control, and to keep our seniors here. People are going to Florida, people are going to the Carolinas. Let's keep them here in Bergen County so they can live out their lives in happiness. Thank you.
Steve.
Thank you. I would again like to thank Bergen Grassroots and everyone that attended tonight's forum. We've cut waste and inefficiency as promised, but did not cut the most needed programs. We kept our promises to financially support education, our veterans, and support special service programs. We will continue to support those important programs. We have a vision for the county. This vision will continue to take shape over the course of our next term. If we're successful in November, we would always look to improve the quality of life for all Bergen County residents while keeping an eye on the bottom line. I believe Bergen County's future looks bright, and with your support in November, we can continue to move our county forward. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here tonight. You know, in the past 3 years, we have accomplished things that people have been trying to do for decades. Not only realigning the county police and the county sheriff, which, as I pointed out, is going to save hundreds of millions of dollars over the next 20 years, but also realigning departments of government and looking for efficiencies and looking for shared services and putting in a partnership with Rutgers, where we're going to be having grad students study our problems and putting in performance measures. These are things that we're doing to make sure that we're watching every single time that we're spending on your behalf. You know, Moody's and Standard & Poor's have called our county one that's a well-managed financial operation and has pointed to our debt burden as being modest. These aren't the things that are driving business away. The things that we need to be working on are transportation, investment in internships and apprenticeships, making sure that we continue to have the best trained labor force, and continuing to make Bergen County a place where our families can afford to live and raise our children and have our seniors. I agree with Freeholder. We want our seniors staying in Bergen County, and we need to continue to work toward everything that we can to make this county that we love the best that it can be. Thank you so much, and I promise that I'll continue to fight for all of your interests if you send me back to do the work on November 3rd.
Republican challenger
Ortiz-Berger. Why am I running for Bergen County Freeholder? Well, I have to salute the people that are in the position today. It's a hard job, and sometimes you don't get a lot of credit. But as a young mom, and I want to stay in Bergen County, and I want to make sure that my children benefit from the fine education in Bergen County, I'm passionate to make Bergen County a great place to live, work, and retire in. I just want to state something because I did say that I want to represent young families in Bergen County, but I also had a mother-in-law that lived in Bergen County, and if it wasn't for the VA benefits that she received, she could not live here. And that's something that I see from my neighbors that are selling their homes because they can no longer live in Bergen County. I want them to stay and enjoy living in Bergen County and remain as my neighbors. So I expect you to make the right choice, and I appreciate your time and attention tonight.
Democratic incumbent Tom Sullivan.
Thank you. I'm glad that Daisy brought up the veterans, because that's a priority of mine as well. Previously, prior administrations, veteran services were cut by 50%. To me, that's not acceptable. Our veterans are the most important things that we have here in America. And to me, it cuts home it hits home. My father was a veteran, I have two brothers that are veterans. However, we need to make sure that they can stay in our home. Tracy hit on Bergen County's debt. Moody's has rated it, we have a AAA rating, and what we can do by that is similar to what Freeholder Tonelli said. We can extend our services to other towns to lower their debt by giving them a low-cost interest rate. If you were to go buy your home, I don't think you would buy your home outright and not pay it over 30 years because the life expectancy of your home is 30 years, right? That's how you want to pay that off. You want to be responsible when it comes to debt. No one wants to raise it for no particular reason. But you need to be responsible. When you bond for a project, you need to pay for that project over the life of the project. That's the responsible thing to do, just like when you buy a home. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Bergen Grassroots. I want to thank all the people up here. And I just want to say good luck to everybody. And I hope you return me to the Freeholder November 3rd. Thank you very much.
Libertarian Party, Peter Warren.
Chuck, thank you for running this debate. I appreciate it. I'm sure all the voters appreciate it as well. And thank everybody for coming out this evening. I'm a libertarian. I believe in small government. This past year, Democrats and Republicans agreed to raise your budget by 4.3%. I feel like one of the orphaned people out there that don't have a place to call home. If you feel like you're abandoned from the Democratic and Republican parties, the Libertarian Party could possibly be your home. Now, I know some of the ideas I presented tonight were controversial, and some of you were thinking it's outlandish. But if you want to cut taxes, you need to get radical. I'm here to give you an alternative. If you want to vote for someone who's not a Democrat or not a Republican, give me a chance. If you don't like my policies, you can vote me out 1 year later on. Give me a chance. Thank you.
Let me just say, what's so hard in this debate is there were such really good questions. We were going to ask really interesting questions about whether or not the Hackensack should be a Superfund site. We were going to ask about whether or not we should have additional money to pay for the acres more generally in the county. We were going to ask a series of questions about whether or not having the new Inspector General located within the executive is the right place for it, whether it should be an independent place. All kinds of really good questions, but I think we really got an interesting picture of what this group of 7 people would do in going for these 3 positions. I very much appreciate your coming out, and I think we owe them all a major hand.